So, some big transfer news, Sam. Obviously, we've not heard too much about ingoings and outgoings other than Lewis Brunt going out the last couple of days. Yeah. But we've just heard from Fabrizio Romano, and it is confirmed now, as of all the journalists are saying it as well, that Caleb Okoli, if that's what you say, how you say his name, is going to be joining Leicester City. I don't know how many years, but it is for around £50 million fee. Sam, you obviously got some of the stats for him.
We'll read some of the stats as we go along today. Obviously, get your comments and your views in. We'll listen to what we have to say about some of his stats, and you can make your own minds upon him. Do a little quick Google whilst you're watching this video. To start off with, he's played in the Serie A all season. He played 37 games in all competitions, 34 of them coming in league games. He is going to cost us around €15 million, Reedy, plus add-ons. He's from Frosinone, I believe.
Frosinone, yeah.
Right, he's on loan. He's an Atalanta player, been on loan with them. And they got relegated last season from Serie A. The team that he was playing for, he's obviously pretty much started every game by the looks of it. And they got relegated, but like you said, Atalanta player, on loan. Really, it's come out of the blue. He's not the player we thought we would be signing first. The centre-back, really, for me, I was saying to you literally a few minutes ago, that for me only says one thing: we're going to sell one of our centre-backs, because he's costing too much money in our financial situation to be a bench player, surely.
Yeah, I'm not too annoyed at the signing. Again, he's a young player. Yes, you might say he got relegated with his loanee team, but from what I said to you, Frosinone only just got promoted the year before into the first Italian league. So again, that's like one of our younger players going over to a different team to get experience in a way. Again, it's not all down to him that they got relegated, but
no, obviously not.
No, and for me, obviously I don't know too much about him, but he seems quite young. As I say, he's only 22. We've seen some of these highlights already. He looks like a quite attacking-minded centre-back who can get forward and even joins the attack at times, which is good to see. But on the point you said as well, yes, did we need another centre-back firstly? Did we need to spend £50 million on a centre-back when we could have spent that money somewhere else? Probably. But as we know now, he is going to be joining Leicester City, and we'll show another picture of him now. Obviously with Frosinone, but I'm just not too sure what to say. I'm positive on it because I'm glad that we're going for young players instead of it being like a 28, 29-year-old who might be a bit more experienced. Maybe that might have been a key point of view, being a bit more experienced, but a young player who could be here for a couple of years, and you never know, could go for £40-50 million in the next couple of years. You don't know. Again, we bought Fofana from Saint Etienne, wasn't it? And no one really knew too much about him. I think we might have bought him for about the same amount of money. And look where he went. Obviously, yes, he's not doing too well at Chelsea anymore, but he sold for £50 million or even more than that. So there's money there to be made if he is a good player. So that's my eyes anyway.
3 steps ahead before he's signed. Let's have a look at some of the comments and see what people are saying. Let's pull up one here. Who the hell is he? Andrew Medhurst, very good question. Couldn't tell you. He's a player from Atalanta. He was on loan at Reedy, said the team.
Frosinone.
There you go. He was on loan there. Played a lot of games. Again, like I said, for me, it's because Anil was saying how many centre backs do we need? I think you'll find it's because we'll be selling either Fies or Cody. Cody, who didn't play in Fies, who's had a pretty decent Euros tournament. Obviously, Belgium are now out.
Nick Moore here says maybe another centre back looks like I'm playing about 3. You never know. You could be playing Faze, Cody, and him, but then again, and then you've signed Vestergaard for no reason. One person's missing out either way.
It depends, like you said. If we've signed him because playing again, Nick Moore's comment is a fair comment. We could be doing 3 at the back, and then obviously you do need at least one centre back on the bench to refresh the team. So that that could be the case. You never know. We sign your best players. He's got Kai Havertz. Yeah, you do.
Yeah, well, mate. You spend all the money for him, so we don't care.
Yeah, you can keep buying them.
You can buy them for 10 million, but then we'll be annoyed. But if you want to spend 40, 50, 60 million on players, you can
keep
more
buy
than
the league. So you can keep saying that, but you don't win anything.
Scott says here, how many centre backs do we have now? Again, I was saying to Sam before we went live that yes, it might not be the Lewis Brunt replacement, but because we've lost a defender in the club of the players, maybe this is where we've brought another player in to bolster the squad. And with £15 million, is he going to be a starter? I'd say he kind of has to be at that price. But then again, who does drop out? Like, if, for instance, next season you're putting this Okoli in to that defence, who does drop out? People are going to say, like I say,
it's just it could be a rotation player.
Could be Vestergaard. I don't think it will be because of his re-sign. In my eyes, like you said, I think it probably will be FaZe or Cody that go.
We're either selling or, like you said, we're going to do the back three and rotate. Again, as a rotation player, maybe decent. Never heard of him, but like you said, if you were to say we're going into the Premier League season with Vestergaard, Cody, and FaZe as just three centre backs, I'd say it's fairly decent. One thing that we've seen in his little highlights clip is he seems like a fairly pacey centre back, which I think is what we lack when you line up the three defenders in Vestergaard, FaZe, and Cody. Between them, they're not that fast. You'd probably say FaZe is fastest, and he's not rapid compared to some of the other centre backs we've had. So maybe we're getting him to have that pace really at the back. You never know. Yeah,
I think like you're all right. We've not had that pace in the back line since Fafana in my eyes. You could probably say Justin was in that role half the time last season, but he just isn't a full on full on centre back, if you get what I mean. So yeah, I'm not going to be annoyed that we've signed this player. We looked on transfer market before, and he said he was only about 8 million, but obviously we've now realised that we've paid 15 million plus extra add-ons, I think, or included add-ons. So would you say it's a good price, or for a 22-year-old? I think that's quite cheap, depending on how good he is.
In the grand scheme of football today, I think it's probably an okay price, maybe a little bit higher than what we should pay. But do we think centre back's the first signing we should be making? Obviously, we all know that Fatawu will be signed within the next week, probably this weekend. New shirt's coming out. Could imagine he's holding up that new shirt. Maybe that's what we're waiting on. But
maybe yeah.
After Drewsbury obviously going to Chelsea this week, a lot of Callum O'Hare talk about him coming in, really. But I'm surprised that our first signing is a centre back. Cause I think if someone said to us, "What's the one position we don't really need?" you'd probably say centre back.
Yeah.
But it's the typical Leicester way of doing it.
Do you know what? And I've got it's probably not true, and we've obviously seen so many photos of Fatu in this train in the either Seagrave or the KP. There's a very big similarity between them, isn't there? Maybe that's him. Maybe it's him that's gone to the ground. You never know. But I'm pretty sure it's Fatawu. But again, I'm glad we bought another player. Again, more transfer news to come, hopefully. Last words on Okoli. Firstly, does he start for you? And second of all, I'm guessing it means that you're saying that somebody will leave the club.
I think it's hard to judge because usually in these transfer build-ups, the rumours are a week or 10 days of knowing about the player, and you can make your mind up on him. But this is out the blue, and we're signing him. From the little bits I've seen, he could be a decent rotation player. Obviously, the way Leicester work and the business models we've created over the past years is we sign players like this on the cheap, and we see what we can do. I think he's okay, from what I can see. But yeah, probably.
I think this guy's a bit salty for paying how much they paid for all these players. How's Chilwell doing, mate? Sitting on the bench half the time.
Fine.
And it always says right-sided. Again, that's normally where FaZe plays. If he's on the right side.
Yeah, I could see FaZe leaving.
Nick says here.
It wouldn't surprise me.
He'll start with Vestergaard and FaZe again. I probably would say out the four probably, and then have Cody as a backup.
I think you'll be surprised with Steve Cooper coming in. I think you'll see Cody playing a lot more games in the Premier League. For me, Cody, I think has always been a fairly good player.
Might take your goalkeeper as well. Yeah, mate. Pay 40-50 million, you can have him. Nick here says 50 million euros is less than 50 million pounds. We need a depth, no-brainer signing. Again, I'm not bothered. I'm not annoyed with it.
No.
Again, with the money we've got to spend, for me, probably is a bit too much on a position that really we didn't really need to bolster.
Yeah, it could be. I wouldn't say it's a no-brainer because people are saying bench Cody. For me, you're already paying someone's wages who has done it at Premier League level. So, like I said, I think you'll be surprised. But under Cooper, I think you'll see Cody playing a lot more games than people might realise. So.
Then again, Phil Welsh made a good comment saying that we've lost Doyle as well. Maybe that's another position.
Yeah,
you say he did start half the games last season, and he was a left-sided centre back.
Doyle wasn't really a centre back. He was playing more left back / left.
I think he is sort of as that centre back, but he got played in that role.
Again, we're thinking of two different things. We'll be playing a different style of football under Cooper, so he's a centre back, and if Cooper's bringing him in, like I said, we'll probably be doing a 3 at the back.
I think this announcement now kind of not confirms it, but 80-90% certain that we are going more.
Yeah, I think people will be surprised by it. We'll see what you can do. I've always worked on the prospect of, especially in the past recent years, bringing talent from the English leagues, because they know what it means to be. They know what it means to be a player in English football. So, like we've seen with a lot of players in the past who come in for the wages, Samari, Daka, XYZ, there's a lot of players like that. You never know how they're going to do. He could be another one.
It could be another Fofana, and he was obviously
brilliant. It could be another Fofana, but like you say, we never know. I'm not going to judge him. I never judge a player before they put a performance in on the pitch. We'll see how he does, really. I think surprise, you can tell from all of us, from me and you, it's a surprise signing because it should come out of the blue for Brits and Sweet.
Normally you hear about
20 minutes ago
stuff,
saying Leicester are interested, then 15 minutes ago said he's signing for Leicester. So, it's moving quickly on. Probably be announced maybe this weekend or next week.
It might even be today, mate.
Never know,
how quick that's coming in. Obviously, we know the rumours about Fatu.
Really, I guess before we close off, my only question is if funds are tight and we do need a centre back. Oh, this guy's having fun, isn't he?
Yeah, this guy's brilliant.
It's fine, you pay 8 million. We're only paying 15.
Mate, you've not paid less than 30 million for a player from us.
But anyway,
go on. Question.
For me, my biggest issue would probably be probably one position we don't need a centre back. If funds are tight, well, why are we signing a centre back? Why not?
I think my main thought on it is because we've lost Brunt. Yes, I know he wasn't in the squad, but we've lost Doyle as well, which again, in my point of view, he is probably the closest player to Okoli because of the pace, the young side of things.
I have nothing wrong with signing this player so long as we sign a Drewsbury replacement, a better striker.
Yes.
Probably a replacement right back to Pereira, right wing.
You were saying someone to replace KDH. You've got a free version in that already that we've already kind of mentioned over the channels recently. Again, if you're spending £50 million on this player, you could go for someone free.
We could. I think the biggest issue would be really is if we're willing to fork out £15 million for a centre back, which we would probably all agree is not 100% something we would need. You say if we need a rotation player, promote someone up through the academy, maybe don't sell Lewis Brunt. But
maybe Cooper wants that back line to be as solid as possible.
It's not as much of an issue if we end up signing other players.
Yes.
For me right now, fine, but if in 3-4 weeks time, when we're starting to get the season going and pre-season and we're lacking players in certain areas still, I'm going to be a bit confused as to why we've spent 15 million players on a centre-back when we should have spent that money
if we had three or four transfers already in the positions we wanted and then this guy came in for 15 million, you'd be like, yeah, fair enough. It's just because this is the first main transfer we've had this season.
Don't get me wrong, I'm happy with finally signing someone out the blue, but we'll see how he does, Reedy. Obviously, hopefully we make a lot more announcements. Obviously, Fatawu as well is going to sign. So, Fatawu was on loan. It feels weird because he's played with us all season. He almost felt like a Leicester player, but we still have to pay that 15 million as well for him.
I think there was rumours that we already had that set aside money-wise. Because obviously there's no point risking that and then having to try and fork out the money for it at the end of the season.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Like I said, hopefully someone like O'Hare's next, because I think we're desperately in need for a midfielder. I think right now, if what I'm hearing is right, the only two midfielders we have at the club really is Hamza Chowdhury and
who's this, midfielders?
Winks, yeah. Hamza Chowdhury and Winks. I don't think we have any other attacking midfielders because players like Ndidi, they're not our players anymore. No. As much as people think we might sign Ndidi on a new contract, as of 4 days ago when it was 1st of July, his contract ran out and he's not a Leicester player anymore. So
yeah, we are very low.
We only have two midfielders.
Dennis Pratt's gone as well. So again, Brighton, yes, you count him as a winger, but he is still classed in a midfielder. So yeah, I get what you mean. We do need to start bolstering that team other than defence, but Good start to the new season for Leicester City in my eyes. Getting a youngster for 22, yes. There's obviously going to be stats that probably say he's not going to be the greatest player, but every single player will do that, and then they can smash it on fire in the league. So you never know.
Let's have a look at the last couple of comments, and we will go off and read the
Foxes say need to get Thomas and Christian out the door, that they can't cut it in the Prem. I would disagree about Christiansen, just because he would never have cut it in the Premier League like the year before, because we were playing a system that didn't work. But I think Christiansen in that left back role, or even the right back role, depending on what we do, I think he'd be a better suited left wing back than a left back. Could we play back three?
Yeah, again, like I said, Sumari, again, sorry, he is a midfielder actually.
There you go, yeah.
Could come in. He's a player, maybe he'll do better. The club will know better than we will. Pull up that Lava Wolf one. They've been
rumoured around for ages.
Yeah, but Braybook, I know he got injured, but Alves, I think he also got injured, to be fair. But I wouldn't want to rely on all those players.
In the Championship, yes. Not this.
In the Championship, when we're 3-0 up against Millwall at home, I would say, yeah, bring them on for 15 minutes. No chance in the Premier League. For me, it's just, it's too cut and dry. Not going to happen for me.
There's too much of a risk to put them in. Yeah. It's like playing Marcel on the wing in the Premier League. It's just not going to cut it, is it? Whereas the Championship, first game of the season, when he scores a goal, you like, fair enough, he's done well for a youngster. Another comment from the Chelsea guy, Charity and Winks, praying for you boys. You can have Gallagher. Mate, I'm pretty sure Winks is better than Gallagher, so you can do one. And that's just my opinion. I'm sorry. Gallagher is the most hot-headed person in the world. And then the last comment, we'll give it to Councillor. There are some quality players on show in the Euros. They will come cheap for sure. Again, there's many players that we've been linked to. I just had a message there saying this player is a 6'3" player as well. So a quite tall player. But again, we'll know more the next coming days and weeks. Like I say, once we get Fatu signed up, once we get this guy signed up fully, and then hopefully get that midfield bolstered, because like you said, we only have a few left in the club.
Yeah, we'll see where we go from there. Obviously, first signing official, that's been linked minus Fatu. Hopefully more to come, really, because we need it.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, appreciate it, guys. As you can see here, that is his name, and that's who is coming to Leicester City in the next coming days or weeks. Appreciate you coming on, guys, and we'll catch you all on the next show. See you in a bit.